If you're trying to learn how to code or just started, this video is for you. Here are 7 mistakes to avoid when trying to learn how to code. Number 1, trying to learn many programming language at once. For some reason, new developers think that they are at an all-you-can-eat buffet, and they try to pile up their plate with as many programming languages as they can. That makes them jack of all trades, master of none. Instead, find one programming language, stick to it, make sure you learn it really well, and then later on, if you decide to switch to any other language, it's going to be easier and faster for you because the syntax will be the only thing that will change, but the concepts remain the same across all other programming languages. Which leads us to the second point, not focusing on the fundamentals. When starting out, make sure you do not rush your way through the basics. Make sure you spend as much time as you need in order to make sure you grasp the basics really well. Rushing your way through the basics is like building a house on a quicksand. That's a very bad idea. A house can only be as strong as its foundation, and a tree can only be as firm as its roots. Make sure you have a very good foundation. The third mistake new programmers make is memorizing syntax. Do not waste your brain power trying to memorize every syntax you come across. The most important thing is to understand the concepts, know what to use and when to use them. A lot of programmers, myself included, find ourselves sometimes Googling basic stuff like a for loop, a switch statement, and the likes. And it's nothing to be ashamed of as long as you know what to use and when to use. Number 4, tutorial hell. When starting out, watching tutorials seem like a great way to learn stuff, and it is. The problem is most beginners don't know when to stop watching tutorials and start building stuff. So they end up in an endless loop of watching tutorials and learning new stuff, which is never gonna end. They get stuck in that endless loop, and that is why it's called tutorial hell. So my advice for you would be, once you know the basics of a programming language or a tool, enough to understand how things work, stop watching tutorials and start building stuff. The fifth mistake new programmers make is watching tutorials the same way they watch movies and reading articles the same way they read novels. It doesn't work like that when it comes to programming. You have to practice. Watching tutorials isn't enough, so you have to learn, you have to practice whatever you learn. There are no shortcuts. The more you practice, the more experience you get. Mistake number 6, overwhelmed by tools. There are tons of programming languages, libraries, packages, frameworks that you may never use in your lifetime. So wasting your whole life trying to learn all this technology, which your life isn't even enough, is a waste of, you guessed it, a lifetime. Understand that these are merely just tools. So just focus on finding the right tools for the job and then learn those tools. Mistake number 7, don't rely too much on AI. There are tons of AI tools that can help you fix your code. Sounds helpful, right? Well, for beginners, it's not. Whenever you hit a bug, try to fix it yourself. Understand why it occurred and how you can prevent it from occurring in the future. That's the only way you learn with experience. But relying on AI to do everything for you isn't going to make you better. You can even utilize AI to understand why it happened. Just don't rely on it to fix the bug for you. It should be your last option, and even then make sure you ask it to explain why you got the error and how it got fixed. These are some of the mistakes beginners make when starting programming. If you find this video helpful, like and subscribe. See you on the next one.